Let's respond to this.
Patriarchy prevents men from being able to develop themselves past the emotion of humiliation. The purpose of humiliation is to remind you that you're still attaching your self-worth and your identity to other people that you believe you own or have ownership of. You mentioned that you're not okay with anybody you're tied to humiliating you, like parents, children, siblings, or a woman, because you believe that you have ownership of those people, that you can actually control their actions so that their actions reflect who you think you are. However, that is not possible. You cannot control the actions of anybody else, nor can you control their thoughts, and you especially can't control their thoughts of you. So the answer to your question is actually yes. You're supposed to be okay with humiliation. You're supposed to be okay with knowing that you opened your heart and your trust and your connection to a certain person whose behavior did not align with the way that you perceived them.
Yeah, no, she's not really cooking anything here. For one, her argument, let's actually look at it. If she's talking about how since person C would open their heart, then they must be okay with humiliation, this does not really follow, because if then is a strictly truth functional sense as in a form of material implication. So we would only have to accept this form of semantic entailment if a set of premises entails the conclusion in every admissible valuation that satisfies the premises of the conclusion. So for her claim to be true, it would have to logically necessitate accepting humiliation. But the thing is, accepting humiliation and online perception are two independent mappings, so there's really no semantic value behind this proposition.
To the behavior of other people, because ownership of other people is built into the patriarchy. A man owns his wife, a man owns his children, a man owns his parents, a man owns everything, right?
A man does not own his parents, he merely just respects them. Where is the proof for this? Also, notice how she never gave a univocal term to describe the quote-unquote patriarchy.
And so ownership of those people means those people's behaviors reflect you, but you can't control other people's behaviors.
Marriage isn't about controlling other people's behaviors. As a Christian, I uphold to the value that marriage is the unification of two people into one flesh. I believe marriage is not about control. That's a common misconception people have about marriage. This just shows you how immature she is. That is not what marriage is. Marriage is simply communication. You talk to your partner. You don't control them. That's how you actually move further in marriage. It's through communication and talking to one another. That's her issue. She thinks marriage is controlled. That's not remotely close to this.
And since you can't control other people's behaviors, isn't it worth it to explore who you are beyond how other people are behaving? Because that's something that you can't control ever.
Sure, let's just ignore the health benefits of marriage, I guess.
Literally, and you're just wasting your life and your time.
This is just an argument from emotion. You're not actually giving a valid point. I'm not gonna lie, most of this video is just her going circular. I'm just gonna cut to the end.
Other people who may humiliate you, right? And at that point, you have nobody to blame but yourself.
This is the same person who advises women to openly masturbate.
Then the number one thing you have to stop doing is stop thinking. And the number one thing you have to start doing is start touching. Touching what? Your own body. What? Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Touching your own body is the only way to heal it.
Even though masturbation has been scientifically proven to be harmful and detrimental to women's health, this is absolutely disgusting. Why would you even tell a woman to do this? This is just misleading them. You're openly advising women to self-destruct their own bodies in the name of quote-unquote helping them to deconstruct. So I challenge her to respond to this video. I guarantee you she won't.